Welcome. Oh, welcome. Yeah, there we go. Let's stand if you would like. Well, I choose to feel good about my life today. Look beyond appearances that painted my way. Connect deep down with the spirit inside. Rejuvenate with energy and let God guide. Shine my light to inspire me a real live wire. Now that's alright with me. I've got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life, from my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's alright with me. Well, I'm gonna do random acts of kindness out there. Surprise them with a thank you to show them my care. With a big old smile that's upon my face, a bounce in my step to a positive pace. Make a big deal poise, make a big joyful noise, and that's alright with me. I got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life, from my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's alright with me. I've got love in my heart. I got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life, from my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's alright with me. I got my light. I got my light shining bright, and that's alright with me.
Yes. Thank you, Brent and Patty. What a great way to start that service. Drew, can you turn my volume down a little bit? It feels a little loud. I'm getting a little echo. Mic 3. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Now can you hear me without that echo? Okay, that sounds good. I thought I had checked that out. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Hagerstown, my friends. Good morning to those of you who are joining us via Facebook or later on in the week, perhaps with YouTube. We want to just say hello to you. Glad that you're making time out of your busy schedule to join us virtually. And so happy to see all the smiling faces here today who braved this snowy morning, wintry mix morning, right? So we do have a quote today from Martin Luther King Jr. If we are to have peace on earth, our loyalties must become ecumenical rather than sectional. Our loyalties must transcend our race, our tribe, our class, and our nation. And this means we must develop a world perspective. Let's join together in our opening prayer. Settling in. After that invigorating opening song, we just settle in right where we are, letting the body relax, letting the distracting thoughts go as we focus on our heart space, and letting any fears or worries that are maybe held there just to be released, knowing right where we are, God is. Right where we are, God is present, moving through us, as us, here and now. And whatever circumstances we are facing, this power within is greater than any of that. So we bring our focus to our heart space again, if it drifted off, and just open up to that activity of spirit moving through us as the service continues with music, with prayer, with connection, meditation. We open our minds to new ideas, new perspectives, and we open our lives to bring in peace in the world. and so it is. Amen. And if you would join me now in our mission statement. Unity of Hagerstown, a welcoming community, embraces spiritual awakening through affirmative prayer and meditation, creating a positive path for abundant living. Amen. Now we are honoring Black History Month, and today we shine that light on Jane Boland, who I had never heard of. She was born in 1908. She was a pioneer in law. She was the first Black woman to attend Yale Law School in 1931. And in 1939, she became the first Black female judge as well in the United States, serving faithfully for over a decade. She worked with private employers to hire people based on skill as opposed to race. And she also served on the boards of the NAACP, the Child Welfare League of America, and the Neighborhoods Children Center. We give blessings to this pioneer. Amen. And now we'll have the reading of the Daily Word with Ann Baker.
Good morning, everybody. The word for today is compassionate. I am a compassionate presence. In periods of peaceful contemplation, I immerse myself in the unconditional love that joins the human family together in God. As the awareness of divine love fills my mind and heart, it dissolves all memories of difficulties and feelings of discord. Centered in divine love, I deeply feel my oneness with God and with all people. I now see the people in my life anew, beholding the divinity of each dear one I meet. My heart overflows with empathy as I respond to their troubles and celebrate their triumphs. I am patient. I listen with intention. I recognize their divinity as I recognize my own. I welcome the flow of divine love as it blesses me as well as those with whom I am sharing my compassion. And from Leviticus 19, you shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against any of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. So I invite you to join me in saying the affirmation that's on the screen. I am a compassionate presence. Feel that download into your body, into your heart. And as you take another breath, let's say it one more time. I am a compassionate presence.
Thank you, Anne. And now we'll have a song with Brett and Patty.
I have a simple dream, my heart filled with hope, a little more and again than the past. And I may never know what broke those chains, and if I don't pass it on, it won't last. Peaceful dream, peaceful dream, peaceful dream. Come and share my peaceful dream. Oh, I know I did complain, even on a sunny day. I know I moaned about some little thing, but I kept my spirits up and I set aside enough love to keep us dry when it rains. Peaceful dream, peaceful dream, peaceful dream. Come and share my peaceful dream. Oh, I had a heavy mind, but now I feel okay. I have more than I need to survive. I'll keep it here for you so we can make it through all the darkest days of our lives. Peaceful dream, peaceful dream, peaceful dream. Come and share my peaceful dream. Well, I had a simple dream, my heart filled with hope, a little more and again than the past. And I'll keep it here for you so we can make it through all the darkest days of our lives. Peaceful dream, peaceful dream, peaceful dream. Come and share my peaceful dream, peaceful dream, peaceful dream, peaceful dream. Come and share my peaceful dream. Come and share my peaceful dream. Come and share my peaceful dream.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, thank you so much. So we are finishing up our series on the soul awakening practice based on the book by James O.D. And today we'll be looking at peace radiating. But I thought we could move into the practice to begin with. And that way everybody can experience that, and you can decide if you'd like to add it to your own spiritual practice. It doesn't replace anything. It's just a supplement, right? So let's go ahead and we'll say this. I will say it aloud. You guys can say it silently if you like. 4 times. And I'll lead you through each time, okay? So, just getting centered. Going within. We say the first time for ourselves. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. And then we bring someone we love into our hearts, into our thoughts, and say it for them. Soul awakening, heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. And now we say it for our unity community or the community of your choice. Soul awakening, heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. And the 4th and final time, we say to all the inhabitants of the earth, soul awakening, heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. And so it is. So very easy practice, but it can be profound in our application of it. So we are going to be looking at peace. It keeps getting, it gets loud every once in a while, doesn't it? Peace radiating. And I wanted to start with a couple quotes by O.D. Peace is the radiance that emanates in the roots of every being. It radiates infinite appreciation for the gift of life and carries the harmonic codes of all existence from the heart of the universe. So our very foundation is peace. It comes up from the core of our being. It is who we are as spirit. And when we are experiencing this peace, we move into a state of gratitude, of appreciation. Our next quote is, peace is both stillness and movement. It is ceaseless freshness and complete renewal, gifted to us in states of prayer, contemplation, nourishing relationships, and selfless service, and by embodying courage and conscience. So I think we're all probably familiar with the idea of peace as stillness. In fact, for those brought up in the Christian tradition, those words, peace, be still, are probably like embedded in our thoughts. But peace as movement, I had to stop and think about this for a little bit. What is it? Peace? This isn't working for me. Peace being both stillness and movement. So, grappling with how peace is movement, I came across a story that I wanted to share with you, a true story of an example of how it is both. Gloria Howard, an elder with a church out in Minneapolis, opened a lawn chair one day and sat in it. Now, you may not think that's anything profound, but she chose to place her lawn chair at the corner of one of the most violent neighborhoods along the street that there was in North Minneapolis. And every day for 21 days, she and others who were participating in this community project sat at street corners that had typically had violence throughout the day. And through the simple act of publicly taking a seat, staking a claim to their right for a peaceful neighborhood, they interrupted the violence that would have normally occurred there, undoubtedly saving lives. Now, this campaign came about after 3 children were shot in Minneapolis over a period of a few weeks. But it shows to me how we can sit and be peace, be that stillness, and yet our impact, we can move a whole community towards peace as well. O.D. also makes the connection in this book that we're looking at between peace and creativity. He writes, any action that begins at the core of your being unites with the source of all being. Look for that point of ignition between the local self and the more universal self. Whether your first gesture is to still your mind, beat a drum, raise your voice, or cross the threshold of an old fear, celebrate your choice to leave passivity behind and embrace creative action. So looking within for the insights, the guidance in how to move forward in being peace, and embracing the creative action ideas that come up for you. This is the universe speaking through you. Too often we may feel like there's nothing we can do to contribute to world peace today. It may be overwhelming, the amount of violence that we're exposed to. There is probably, I feel anyway, there's so much anger in the world, so much division right now. I mean, just take the truckers' protest in Canada. It's a very small amount of people protesting compared to the 15 million truckers there are. But they are angrily making their wants known, I believe. But right where we are, there is something that we can do. Right where we are. Here's a story I came across of a teenager. Sadat is 17 years old, or he was 17 years old, when he was awarded the 2020 Children's Peace Prize for creating a mobile app that addressed cyberbullying in his home country of Bangladesh. The app provides education for about online bullying, as well as providing a safe place for the users to report cases. You know, too often young people are scared or embarrassed perhaps, or just reluctant to report these incidents. So this app helps them connect with peers who have been trained and are as intermediaries between the police, social workers, and the people using the app, the teens using the app. Sadat came up with this idea after hearing the story of a 15-year-old girl who experienced cyberbullying and ultimately died by suicide. So he has decided for the prize money that he was awarded to continue developing this app and creating even more access for teens in Bangladesh. The app also gives tips on online behavior and how to avoid sexual predators. So Ade tells us, back to the book, that the path to world peace is the path of connecting the disconnecting. Connecting the disconnecting. Even when we think we see the big picture, we only have a partial view. So every point of contact that we make could be a quality connection promoting peace. In a world of interconnections, you don't know what that personal connection is going to do. Right where you are, you can make a difference and bring a little more peace into the world by connecting with others. And that's something that we love to do here in Unity. That's something that we are very good at doing. Did you think that when you were doing it and enjoying that connection, that you were bringing more peace into the world? As we move outside of this community, Unity community, and continue those connections, we're bringing more peace into our neighborhoods when we do it indiscriminately. Martin Luther King said that that peace is not the absence of war, but the presence of justice. And I believe that to be true. Adi took it another step, which I think works in conjunction with what King said, in saying that peace is not the absence of war, but the presence of compassionate connection. We bring our compassionate presence to the conversation. We bring our heart into the conversation. We develop deep listening skills, not listening to respond, but listening to understand. Peace is a way of being, not a resolution of conflict. As Thich Nhat Hanh wrote, peace is every step of our journey, and every step towards a world that works for all. So how do we get there? Well, we learn peace through practice. We learn peace through our spiritual practice, first of all, bringing peace through meditation into our own lives, into our own hearts. And then we practice peaceful communication as well. We practice listening. we practice responding. Most of us do not have this skill. We were not born as deep listeners. We were not born as a peaceful agent in the world. But this is something we can learn. You know, we have 10,000 years of biology that's against us. All, embedded within each of us is that fight or flight reaction. So we're moving against that. That's why we need to practice this, my friends, so that we can be peace when conflict comes into our lives. I'll read to you a section from this book. It is under this quote, "Compassion based on love and understanding is deeply healing." O.D. writes, "We live at a time when great compassion is needed. There can't be compassion without understanding. Compassion is never an abstract idea. There can't be compassion for the deeply resentful without understanding how their resentment springs from dashed hopes and aspirations. There can't be compassion for those infected with unbridled materialism and greed without understanding how they're rooted in emotional emptiness. There can't be compassion for addicts without understanding how anyone can get entangled in cycles of biochemical highs and lows, or how we can escape these by activating the higher will. We can't have compassion for people incapable of caring or empathy without understanding what it means never to have experienced unconditional love. We can't have compassion for criminals and other wrongdoers without understanding how goodness can be degraded by degrees. We can't have compassion for racial or religious bigots until we understand how wounds repressed in the... It begins with accessing that root of your being, that core of your essence that is peace, and then bringing it into our relationships through compassionate listening, through trying to understand. Science shows that when we listen, our body chemistry actually changes. The deeper we listen, the greater the change. Deep listening quiets that fight or flight response that we have for fear when we're afraid. It quiets it. If we can calm ourselves down to listen, we'll find that we also are able to access our thinking brain instead of our emotional brain. We no longer are reactive, we're rather clear. Deep listening, it sinks our hearts and our minds so that we are able to move forward with wisdom and love. But even what's more incredible to me is that when we move into this type of listening, this is how we bring peace into the world. When we're able to listen, then there may be a chance for a dialogue. Dialogue from Daya, which is through, and log or logos, the higher self, a meeting of the higher minds. We practice deep listening to those around us, and we practice deep listening for our higher self as well. Becoming still, becoming aware of what our body is feeling, of what our heart is saying to us, and becoming curious, asking questions. Why do you feel that way? Asking our hearts, what is mine to do? Adi tells us, keep your conscience keenly attentive to live in attunement with your own evolving moral imagination. The world is full of moral dilemmas, so listen with confidence to the voice of your higher self. Always be willing to reconsider your point of view. Now I'm going to say that last line again because I need to hear that over and over again. Always be willing to reconsider your point of view. Know that you have been asked to walk the path of essence. even when cold reason might try to block your deeper instinct. And my friends, we do not walk this path alone. We have the love and support of the universe upholding us. We have been given everything we need to walk this path of peace. It is up to us, though, to access it, to activate it, to bring it into our lives. On May 8th, 1928, the daily word, the affirmation, is on the screen. I invite you to say this with me together. The peace of God permeates me, my mind, my heart, and my whole being, and I am at peace with all. As we move into a time of meditation, I'm going to use the body of this reading, this daily word reading, to guide us. It's going to be modified a little bit because 1928, some of the language has changed a bit. However, it's still pretty powerful. So let's go ahead and get comfortable. Let's settle into our seats. Let's take 3 deep breaths, nice and even. On your second breath, bring your focus to your hearts, your emotional heart center, not the physical heart necessarily. On that third breath, just let everything be released that is blocking you from being fully present. Romans 12:18 tells us, if it be possible, as much as in you lieth, be at peace with all. I am free from any thought that in harmony can contact me or my world. I am free from all restlessness and all disturbances. Nothing can cause me to lose my poise or to become disquieted because I live in a consciousness of peace. The peace of God permeates my entire being. The peace of God permeates my mind and scatters all fear. My thoughts are full of peace, and I react to all situations and all things in a peaceful manner. The thought of peace invites my mind to become quiet and serene. My heart is filled with the peace of God because nothing but God's peace has place in my life. Nothing but God directs me. My heart radiates with the peace of God's presence. My whole being is charged with peace, and my physical body relaxes in the peace of God's presence. Since peace alone fills my being, there can be no place for inharmony. I am filled to overflowing by the presence of infinite peace. Peace surrounds me. Peace enfolds me. I see in my mind's eye my environment is one of harmony and peace. All things and all persons in my world are filled with peace now. The peace of God permeates me, my mind, my heart, and my whole being, and I am at peace with all. In the silence. In the silence. In the silence. this stillness, there is peace. Allow the words and the music to wash over you as you sit restfully.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace. In the stillness of this moment there is love. There is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love. There is love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is love. In the stillness of this moment, I feel love. I feel love. In the stillness of this moment, I feel love. I feel love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I feel love. In the stillness of this moment I am peace. I am peace. In the stillness of this moment I am peace. I am peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I am peace. In the stillness of this moment I am love. I am love. In the stillness of this moment I am love. I am love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I am love. In the stillness of this moment I am. In the stillness of this moment I am. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I am. I am.
beautiful song, beautiful message. Let's move into prayer, shall we? Communal prayer. Love it. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the abundance in my life. And as always, we're so very grateful for the generous support that this community brings forth. And if you're watching virtually, just go to unityhagerstown.org if you'd like to support this ministry. And here, of course, we have the offering basket in the back. And now we do have another song.
Yeah, we know this one. We're going to rock it out. No. If you'd like to stand, help yourself. Well, I'm grateful for the love that you rain down all day. Well, I'm grateful for the love and the peace. Well, I'm grateful for the peace that you rain down all day. Yes, I'm grateful for the peace and the blessings. Well, I'm grateful for the blessings that you rain down all day. Yes, I'm grateful for the blessings and the bounty. Well, I'm grateful for the bounty that you rain down all day. Well, I'm grateful for the bounty and the beauty. I'm grateful for the beauty that you rain down all day. I'm grateful for the beauty. All right, we're gonna turn up the volume here. Here we go. Well, I'm grateful. Well, I'm grateful, so grateful, for the love. Let's switch it up. Let's go back to peace. Well, I'm grateful for the peace that you rain down all day. Well, I'm grateful for the peace. Think about that peace. Let's sing that again. Let it just download in. Well, I'm grateful for the peace that you rain down all day. Well, I'm grateful for the peace and the beauty of peace. Well, I'm grateful for the beauty that you rain down all day. Well, I'm grateful for the beauty and the blessings of peace. Well, I'm grateful for the blessings that you rain down all day. I'm grateful for the blessings and the bounty. I'm grateful for the bounty that you rain down all day. Well, I'm grateful for the bounty. All right, one more time. We're going to turn up the volume, and then we'll bring it back down. Well, I'm grateful, so grateful for the love. Well, I'm grateful. Well, I'm grateful, so grateful for the peace. Yeah, the peace, all the peace.
Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Brent and Patty. Whew. We are full of gratitude, I think, after that, right? So we do have a few announcements. Not a whole lot, but our Soul Awakening discussion is continuing. This is the last week for our Zoom meeting at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, and we'll continue the Facebook book discussion for a bit longer, perhaps, until we move into our next book discussion. Wednesday coming up is our full moon hike and potluck at 6 p.m. at Ann Baker's farm. Thank you, Ann. The hike, I'm told, is less than a mile. I've been saying it's a mile, but it's not a mile. It's less than a mile, and there's a clear path. The weather looks like it's going to cooperate, like in the 40s when we're meeting, and not too much cloud coverage. So we should be able to hike without flashlights. Kind of, yeah, I like it. I like it. And then something new that's coming on in town that I thought some of you may be interested in participating in. It's Beyond Diversity training at the Audubon United Methodist Church. Now, I'm going to sign up. You sign up going to their web page, and I'll include it in our email newsletter coming out this week. But it's something that I feel very strongly. You know, we want a diverse community here, and perhaps there are hidden blocks to that. You know, so let's, you know, it pays not only to grow this community, but it pays for us to become more aware. So, and then our next book discussion begins for Lent. The Lenten season, we'll be doing Thich Nhat Hanh's Living Buddha, Living Christ. So if you want to plan ahead, go ahead and get the book or the audio book, whichever you prefer, and we'll just have a good time discussing that. And now we're going to have a special Valentine's Day reading. I wanted everybody to know how much they are loved. And Paula Jalanis is going to be reading from Love Poems from God.
Good morning, everybody. This poem is called Love Does That. All day long, the little burro labors, sometimes with heavy loads on her back, and sometimes just with worries about things that bother only burros. And worries, as we know, can be more exhausting than physical labor. Once in a while, a kind monk comes to her stable and brings a pair. But more than that, he looks into the burro's eyes and touches her ears, and for a few seconds, the burro is free, and even seems to laugh, because love does that. Love frees.
Thank you, Paula. That is, I know you guys have heard that before, but I just love that poem. So I'd like to say goodbye now to our Facebook community. We love you. We appreciate you. We see that light that you are, the peace that you are, and go forth today and this week just letting it radiate. My Southern came out. Letting it radiate. Bye.